This is one of my favorite autobiographies of this year. This is Trejo, My Life of Crime, Redemption, and Hollywood.
One thing I have to say about Danny Trejo, wow. Danny Trejo, if you're watching this, I liked you before. I love you now. I am a fan, and I haven't seen all his movies, but I'm a fan of him as a human being. I love him. Danny Trejo first started substances at the age of 8. He started drinking at the age of 12, and he went over to more harder substances by the age of 14. Danny Trejo has also been to all the California prisons that there is, and it's insane how he shifted his life. He wasn't supposed to become this famous person that he did, and he is a true testament of how everything that happens for a reason. And it's amazing to me how, despite everything that happened to him, he states that everything beautiful that has happened in his life has been a direct result of helping someone else.
Everything good that has happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else.
Danny did not have the type of life you would expect him to get to where he wanted. A lot of people who become actors, singers, people in the entertainment business, they have dreams and hopes of becoming a star one day. Their parents took them to classes, or they showed an affinity towards becoming that at an early stage in life. Danny Trejo he met Charles Manson in prison, and he was actually hypnotized by him. And this was before Charles Manson became this cult leader. Manson was trying to hypnotize him and his cellmates so they could feel that they were under the effects of substances. And at that time, Danny was facing a death penalty, and he asked God to please let him die in dignity, and he would speak his name every day and help his fellow inmates. And his life was spared. And then on, Danny Trejo has been helping people get clean with their addictions. He has a donut shop. The beautiful thing about the donut shop is that he has gluten-free donuts because he's aware that children with autism don't do well with gluten. I thought that was very sweet of him. Something that really made me love Danny Trejo is how self-aware he is. I fell in love with it because, especially coming from a Hispanic background and someone that comes from way back, people usually that come from way back are very set in their ways. But to see how he let go of his machismo, how much he adores his daughter Danielle, how much he's in touch with his feelings. I know that it was never very easy for him to talk about his feelings, but the way he's open to expressing love to his children, I really value him for that, and he's done it, and he's done it all. I want to share with you guys a little something towards the end of the book that really touched me, because as someone who wants to do content to inspire people to look further in their life, this really resonated with me, and I really loved it. It says, "But the most important thing to me about my life in the film world is that it helps me carry the message of God to as many people as possible. If people are interested in me because of the films, my hope is that they will dig a little deeper into who I am and what I'm about in a way that helps spread the message of recovery. If you think I walk as I talk, you might be more curious as to what I did to turn my life around." And then a little before that, he says, "The more I show up in films, the more people are curious about the story of my life. I hope people see through my story that it's possible to make a decision to live a better life and to change. Once that decision is made, it's possible to stay true to it for the rest of your life. I had the window of opportunity in '68. I asked God for help, and He told me to stay clean and to help other people." And one thing that I also took for myself is sometimes I wonder what I'm doing, but by showing up for you, I'm showing up for myself. And I hope that if any of you guys read this book, if you guys are going through a tough time, that you guys remember that by showing up for yourselves, you're showing up for others. You're helping us. You inspire us with your strength. You inspire us with your tenacity, with your perseverance, with your willingness to do better. And before I end this review, I just want to say, Danny, I wish you even more beautiful things in your life. And I also want to say, when I close this book wanting to be your friend and wishing that I knew you in person, or feeling like I did know you. Personally, from now on, every day I start my day with Zippa-dee-doo-dah, which is a song that he mentions and how it changed a lot for him. I have been saying that I will not rate books, but what a life. Trejo by Danny Trejo is a 5 out of 5.